I'm living my best life. Yeah, I'm living my best life. Made a couple M's with my best friend. Turned all of my L's into lessons. Yeah, you see the whip pulling up, it's like.
Hey YouTube, it's WR Bree, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, of course, by the title, we're gonna talk about how I moved to Texas under $1,000. So originally I had to make a plan of how I was going to move, meaning if I was going to go ahead and move my whole apartment, or if I was just going to put whatever can fit in my car and leave. So being that I had just paid off my couch, I did not want to give it up. My couch is so nice. It's a blue color. You're gonna see it eventually. Yeah, being that I didn't want to give my couch up, I decided that I was just going to go ahead and move my old apartment. With that decision, I then had to decide if I was going to drive myself with all my stuff on a truck, or if I was going to have my things shipped to me. I did calculations of everything, going through different shipping sites, and of course I just originally went with UHaul, and I decided to just go ahead and drive all my stuff out there. The next decision that I did have to make was if I was going to drive my car myself by attaching it on the back of the U-Haul, or if I was going to have my friend drive my car by following me down to Texas. Once I did the calculations, I just felt like it would be cheaper for me to just put my car onto the trailer, onto the back of the U-Haul with the trailer. I don't know what's going on with me. Yeah, when I first reserved it, it was it gave me an estimate price of about how much it would be starting off, but you do have to use a credit card to reserve the U-Haul. It didn't anything didn't come off. I just had a reserve. No money did not come off. But the day I moved, I did have to pay, once I went to pick up the U-Haul truck, a holding fee on there. And the holding fee that they put on there was about how much they estimated the truck was going to cost to drive, because they do miles. They go by miles. So the package that I decided to get was it's basically whichever one you come to first. So it was, you can keep it for 4 days, or you couldn't go over 776 miles. And if you did, of course it cost, I forgot how much more it cost, but it wasn't much more. So I looked to see how far it was going to be for me to drive from Nashville, Tennessee to Dallas, Texas. And I know it wasn't over 776 miles because that's the reason why I chose that deal. When I got here, I did not go over it. I think I was at like 710. I think I only drove like 700 miles here, or it was something. And then I did go over a little bit because I kept the truck into the 4 days so I can help my auntie move into her apartment. So I did, and on the way to Texas, I did fill up twice, and then I filled up one more time when I gave the truck back. So the first time I filled up, it was for $53.87, and this was from Nashville to Memphis, which was about 3 hours. Mind you, I did not get the truck on a full tank. I think it was a little bit over half. And then the next time I did fill up, it was $28.03, and this is when we stopped in this is when we stopped in Arkansas. So I think I ended up having to use the bathroom, the restroom. So I stopped and I was like, well, since we stopped it, I might as well go ahead and fill the tank back up to full. That way we wouldn't have to stop again. And that's how I end up hitting that pole. But I ended up spending $28.03 to fill the tank all the way up, and that got us from Arkansas all the way to Texas. So once we got to Texas, the gas tank it wasn't empty. It wasn't empty yet. So I had to add this in. So I got to Texas on the 30th. I kept the truck that night. And then the next day, which was the 31st, I've moved my stuff into storage. And then since my aunt moved in the next day on the 1st, I just decided to keep the truck for that next day because it was due back on the 1st by 7 p.m. So I moved her stuff in on the 1st, and then I took the truck back. So I did also want to talk about insurance. I forgot how much exactly the insurance cost extra, but it definitely wasn't that much extra to get the insurance. So basically it was saying like if you damage the truck or the trailer, you don't have to pay for anything, which I am glad that I did get that because I did damage the trailer and I didn't have to pay for anything. So when I returned the truck, I end up filling the tank more than what I needed to. So I end up spending $61.64. Here's the receipt from that. And that was all for the truck. That price so the total price came out to $715.74. And then like I said, I filled up 3 times, 2 driving to Dallas, and then 1 time giving the truck back. And then I also calculated into that under $1,000 was the storage. The storage came out to $61.64, and so with the storage, I went with public storage, and they had first month's rent free. Like I said, I was Googling all the deals. So with picking the storage, I definitely went with the storage that gave first month rent free. Because you gotta think about when you first get in something, they add all those registration fees and all that extra stuff. So the rent was $85, and then plus whatever the miscellaneous stuff, which was $61. So I didn't have to pay the $85. I just paid the $61.64 for that month, which everything worked out good. So my total price for the U-Haul, the trailer, and then gas, and then the storage, I ended up spending $904.39. So I definitely encourage you guys to do your research when you're moving. Look at all your options because there's definitely cheaper options out there. There definitely is. So that's how I moved from Nashville, Tennessee to Dallas, Texas. I do want to thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to quickly add that when you get a trailer for the U-Haul, they will attach the trailer to the U-Haul for you, but you have to put your car onto the trailer yourself. I just watched a video. I just YouTubed a video on how to do it.
My best life.